Hi. Okay. This week was week 5, recovering a sense of possibility. Now, week 5 was really, really hitting. Like, I felt so seen reading through especially reading through the second half of this chapter, which was like, wait, let's see. Okay. So I felt really seen and low key called out by the part that talks about the virtue trap. And the virtue trap is, let me see if I can find a literal definition. I don't know if she says the actual definition. I think she just kind of talks about it. But basically the virtue trap, as an artist, is when it's kind of what I took from it is that it's people pleasing. And people pleasing in a way where it kind of makes you feel superior because you're being the good guy, the good person. And I'm gonna be honest, I've had that kind of thing where I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit of a slippery slope to kind of say this, but yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of a slippery slope because at the end of the day, I want to be a good person, and I think we should all be good people, but the way that it's used in this chapter is you're being a good person and going out of your way to people please as a way of deteriorating is that a word? Deteriorating your own artistic pursuit, as a way to distract yourself from being an artist. And I feel like I've had this so bad where I've definitely used other people or helping other people as a way for me to not have to help myself. And even though that's honestly something that I have come to the conclusion of a while ago, but just to read it in this way and the way that she says it in the book, it just hit a lot harder. And it just, I don't know, I was so into this chapter. I wrote a few things that I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, the creative solitude and saying yes to yourself. So she has this part where, let me see. Okay, this part, I was like, oh, that's a word. She says, we strive to be good, to be nice, to be helpful, to be unselfish. We want to be generous, of service, of the world, but what we really want is to be left alone. Bruh. Reading through this chapter kind of just made it so clear to me that a lot of the time, y'all, I really do just want to be left alone. And I have felt bad about that for a while because, I just don't want to, and here I am about to do the same shit. But I felt bad about just wanting to be left alone because I don't want people to feel bad that I just want to be alone. I am a person that needs to recharge in solitude. I need to be by myself and have my own thoughts and make my own decisions and my own choices. And like hear myself think and just be able to immerse myself in my surroundings, because sometimes I feel like when I'm with other people, I feel so disconnected and like I disassociate, which is also what she goes through in this chapter. And I'm like, I feel like low key this chapter was like for me. Obviously it's for like everybody and whatever, but I really, really connected with this week like more than the other weeks, because it just made me feel so seen. It made me feel normal, even though it's like, what is normal? But it made me feel normal in a sense of like, oh, I don't have to feel bad for needing certain things that, you know, I actually do need and I actually do thrive in. Like, I personally thrive when I'm alone and when I'm doing things on my own. Or maybe not like entirely on my own, because like you can't do everything on your own, but when I am on my own and when I'm in solitude is when I create the best. It's when I'm the most clear and yeah, I'm the most free. Like, I feel the most like myself when I'm alone. And this chapter and this week really made me feel comfortable and normal and accepted for that. Like, damn, I like being alone, okay? And it just is what it is. I like being alone. And I no longer want to hold that against myself, because this is just what I need and what my artist needs. And another thing that she said, which is like the reason that we're like taking on these other things and overextending ourselves to other people, is because saying no to them would be saying yes to yourself. And that was like also like a mind-blowing moment of like another way to view letting people down is that you are lifting yourself up. And what is wrong with that? You know, I'm a person that has been told a lot that, you know, I'm selfish for choosing myself. And because of that, it has made me hesitant over the years to fully choose myself, because I'm like, I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to be the person that everybody thinks that I am. But it's like, sirens. But it's like, I don't need to feel bad about that, you know? Okay, so let's just do the check-ins real quick. How many days this week did you do your morning pages? Are you starting to like them at all? How was the experience for you? Have you discovered the page and a half truth point yet? Many of us find that pay dirt in our writing occurs after a page and a half of vamping. Vamping? Where are all these terms coming from? So I actually did not write morning pages every day this week. I think I skipped a day, maybe two, but I for sure skipped a day because I just genuinely forgot. I woke up early to have a therapy session, and then I was so tired, so I like got back in bed and tried to go back to sleep, but I had to go to work a little bit later, so my mind just was not there, and I just forgot. But I will say that I feel like I'm starting to get to that point with the morning pages where I don't really know what to say. So I just say like whatever pops into my head, even if it's like the most random thing, you know? But I do find the benefit of them, and like being able to reflect in them. I love journaling, so I still think that it's very useful, very helpful. I have had moments of revelation in them. So yeah, so I missed a day or two. I don't know if it was two, but I definitely missed a day. Did you do your artist date this week? Have you had the experience of hearing answers during your leisure time? What did you do for your date? How did it feel? Have you taken an artist date yet? That felt really adventurous. So, no, I didn't have an artist date this week, and I am a little bit disappointed by that. I've had, you know what, I don't even want to make excuses, but my work schedule this week was a little bit different, and I was working later nights, so excuses. I feel like I'm just making excuses. So I feel like next week I really have to like go in for my artist and really take her on a nice little date. Like maybe I should buy her some flowers or something. I really could use some more flowers, so I think I might do that. But I don't know, I'm kind of sad that I didn't have a date this week, but it's whatever. I've also just been working on other stuff for my project right now, for my EP. I'm going through like a ton. I'm in a big editing process right now of like going through photos, going through videos, like really just solidifying everything that's coming out for the rollout. Number 3, did you experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? Try inaugurating a conversation on synchronicity with your friends. So honestly, it's like one of those things. I said this like a couple weeks back, but I experience synchronicity anyway, like all the time. So I don't notice anything that's like super out of the ordinary. I guess what I will say is like what I was reading in these chapters this week was very synchronized to like what I'm feeling, what I'm going through. But yeah, nothing that I've noticed that's like really jumped out at me this week. Number 4, were there any other issues this week that you can consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. Okay. So there is actually something that is going on. This sounds so cryptic. And I'm not gonna share because I feel like that's like really not for the internet. But I will say that it's just had me thinking a lot about my life, and it's pushed me to make different decisions, and I feel like it helps to hone in on my discipline. I feel like my discipline is something that really holds me back, like my consistency and my discipline for things. And I think part of that is me coming to the conclusion that I have to create that safety with myself and show up for myself so that I can know that I can trust myself. And that is what helps me with discipline and consistency, is knowing that I can trust me. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. I've honestly, like I said, this week was so interesting. Like the reading this week, definitely something that I needed to hear, like definitely for me. I'm so excited. I had a couple people, which was like, maybe that's part of like the synchronicity or whatever, but I had a couple people this week DMing me about them starting to read this book, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that I would have people that were intrigued by this and really into it, and kind of that it spoke to them in the way that it spoke to me. So that made me feel really good, and yeah, I'm just excited. I'm almost halfway through. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say, but I'm just gonna get through the rest of this day and work on some more rollout materials and stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna have a great day. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time maybe. Bye.